Hello? I can hear someone, but it's not. Hello? Hi there. Hi, Kazuya. Can you hear me? So the game starts at 14:50. Okay. We're just warming up now here for this preseason game between Kawasaki and Yokohama. And both these squads want to be able to show exactly what they can do in preparation for the season, which starts in a few weeks. Everybody excited about the opening of the B-League season, and right now, they're just trying to check and see exactly where their squads are. We're a few minutes away from tip-off. Nice look there at Matthew Wright, who has switched teams during the off-season. So we're going to be able to see his long-distance bombs. Fans from both these squads excited about what they can see for the upcoming season, and this is going to be a good barometer for them. Nice look there at Coach Neno Ginsberg of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. A while ago you saw on your screen Teppei Kashiwagura, who once played for the Shiga squad, and right now he's going to be parading his wares here for Kawasaki. Of course, Matthew Wright from the Philippines as well. On the other hand, when you take a look at the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS, a lot of familiar faces as well, and a lot of new faces. And especially for the Filipino fans, they're going to want to be able to see just how well Kiefer Ravena will be able to work his way into this lineup. For the Yokohama squad, they did have Yuki Kawamura, who was sensational for the Japanese squad when they played in the Olympics. Nice look there at the bench as they get ready to be able to prepare. During the off-season, a lot of times you want to be able to showcase what you can do, because you want to be able to convince the coaching staff that yes, you deserve a spot on the roster, and at the same time, not just a spot on the roster, but you want PT, some playing time. And there you have the lineup. So let's go to the lineups first of Kawasaki. They have Koya Kobari, number 2. Number 3 is Sasha Kilea Jones, one of their imports. And then, of course, number 7, Ryosei Shinoyama, their star. They also have number 12, Rei Mozaki. Number 14, we talked about him earlier, point guard Teppei Kashiwagura. Number 17, Ryo Iida. Number 18 is Yuya Kamata. And then number 24 is Elise Johnson, one of their imports. Roscoe Allen, of course, is number 25. A familiar face here for Japanese basketball. And then number 33, Takumi Hasegawa, a tough defender. And rounding out the lineup is number 35, Matthew Wright. And number 42, Takume Masuko. On the other side, when you take a look at the squad of Yokohama, unfortunately for them, no more Yuki Kawamura. They do have Daniel Dan Nana. They have Gary Clark, Yusei Sugiura, Takeru Oba, Kiefer Avena, of course, Kenta Morii, Mike Kotsar, Kai King, who was also shooting a while ago, you saw on your screens, Hiroki Matsuzaki, Akil Mitchell, and Koya Sudo, number 30. A while ago on your screens, also you had their head coach, Coach Lassie Tuovi. He's assisted by Juka Toijala and also Kenji Yamada. We're set for our exhibition match here. Preseason game. As you see the three officials handling proceedings here, they're also trying to get their feet wet in preparation for the season. It's Kawasaki up against Yokohama right here, right now. As we have the introduction of the players.
Yokohama B-CORSAIRS starting 5のご紹介でした。続いて川崎ブレイブサッカーズスターティング5のご紹介です。Number 3 Sasha Kilian. Number 7, Lusa Shinoyama. Number 17, Yu Ija. Number 24, Alize Jackson. And number 35, Lashu Wright. 指揮を執りますヘッドコーチはロネン・キッツベルク。Tokyo Moscow, Kawasaki B.LEAGUE Sackers. 2024-25プレス戦線会川崎ブレイブサンダース vs 横浜ベイクスガーズいよいよジャパン
This is it for the Filipino fans. Obviously, a chance to be able to see Kiefer Avena and Matthew Wright in different jerseys, but against each other here. Both members of the Philippine national squad at one particular point in time. There's Kiefer, number 15. Gary Clark, number 8 there. Just warming up as he gets ready. And a chance for these two coaches also to be able to showcase their new brand of play that they're going to be trying to execute here this season. These two squads are expected to be playoff bound. Kai Soto once played for the Yokohama squad, but has since been traded. Kotsar there. Up against Jones in the middle. And first possession here for Kawasaki. Ryuseishi Uniyama usually comes off the bench, but remember, this is the preseason. So coaches want to be able to see just at what particular stage their players are heading into the season proper. Trying to go inside, drop step, pass. Stolen. Kiefer now trying to bring it up, and he'll be fouled. Kiefer is just one of those players who really knows how to control the pace and tempo of a game. First foul called, and Kiefer now in possession, as he will be most of the season. That's a perfect find. Lead pass, gets inside, basket and one opportunity. So an extra free throw here. Look at that pass. Led it exactly where it's supposed to be. Matthew Wright's going to pick up a personal. Koyasudo will look to be able to hit this free throw here. Completes that three-point play. 3-0 here. Matthew Wright will be fouled. So Sudo's going to pick up his first personal against Matthew Wright. Sticking a little bit too close there. Operating on the outside, it's import versus import. They send it inside. Jumper from Matthew Wright. Swish! That's what he can do. He can really light things up from the outside, especially from long distance. Kiefer with a spin. The flip. It'll be too short. One and done here for the boys in white. Wow! Coast-to-coast drive. And a three-point play in the offing here for Kawasaki. Nobody stopped the basketball. He went straight to the cup. And a foul's going to be called there on Clark as he tried to reach in. A lot of times coaches will tell you, if you let him get that deep, just give him the basket. Jones picking up that missed free throw. 5 threes are tally. Nice find once again. Another assist here. As Kai King scores. 2 assists right now for Kiefer Avena. Getting to the cup and scoring once again. That's just too easy. 2 baskets already. Johnson really can get to any spot on the floor that he wants. Kiefer will kick it out. Kai King for 3. Yes! Great basket there from Kai King. He's got 5 points. Cuts that lead down to 1. Quick strike from the corner. Iida once again showing us he really deserves a spot here. Kiefer up high to Kai. King back to Kiefer. Kiefer will launch 3. A little bit too strong. Johnson once again racing down court. He's got a lot of speed. That's why you've got to have someone, at least one of the guards, stay in front of him. .96 is our official tally. 2.5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Little stoppage in play here. You can see that both these coaches espousing their players and their squad to run. Looks like they're double checking on the actual score. Again, this is a preseason game, so everybody trying to work out the kinks as we prepare to start the season in a few weeks. But it's good to get a run in, to play an actual game, because it's hard to be able to simulate the actual game in practice. Even if you go hard, it's different. At the same time, it's nice to be able to have the fans seeing a little bit of action once again. They've been starving for B-League basketball, and right now they've got it. We talked about the two coaches. We have Coach Ginsberg on Kawasaki's end, and a while ago you just saw the head coach, Tuwovi, of the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Stopping, popping for three. But Ryusei Shineyama will be called for the duty foul here. Just stopping the action. First personal there on Ryusei. 1 point lead officially for Kawasaki as the home squad on top. It was short there. First personal foul is going to be called there on Kotsar. He was late getting to the basketball. Actually, should have just allowed that rebound to go to his opponents. Picked up a cheap foul there. Approaching the 7-minute mark. Wright will bring it out. Still against Sudo. He'll put up a three. Not gonna work. That was touched last by Kawasaki. So we're going to the other end. Good boxing out there from Kotsar. Kotsar on the outside finds Ravenna. A lot of space inside. Let's see if they try to utilize that space. Yes, they do. Couple of moves inside. Baby hook works. It's now a 1 point lead here for the visiting B-CORSAIRS at 10-9. Key for Ravenna. Hits the deck there. An offensive foul is going to be called there. Kiefer Ravenna got tangled. Clark will bring it up. Ryusei Shineyama. Trying to play defense there, staying in front of the guards. Clark makes his move, gets denied. Right, pushes it forward. Shineyama to the corner. They get it inside. Trying to work against Clark. That works. Lead is back up to Kawasaki. 11-10 is our tally. Ravenna will be lifted. It's a good chance for the coaching staff to really be able to see who you can rely on as the season goes along. And Clark showing everybody that he's got long range, not just an inside operator. Knocks down that three. It's 13-11. They go right back inside, a little bit too strong, but he puts it through once again. Tremendous inside operator there. Flip not going to work. Kai King was there for the putback. At the right place, at the right time. Foul's going to be called there on Johnson. Almost a platoon substitution led here by Roscoe Allen. And again, you want to be able to keep your players fresh.
Please show Yokohama shoodown 2 shots.
This is actually a very good time for a lot of the new players to be able to get their feet wet, so to speak. You'd want to be able to get some playing time and just familiarize yourself with your opponents as well. Number 24, Hiroki Matsuzaki, just checked in, the youngster. Good to get some burn here as well. Kilea Jones, just too difficult to stop inside that paint. Jones is going to pick up his second bucket inside the shaded area. Jones will try to answer. Kai King, wild on that three. Apologizes to his teammates. Two down is the play. Almost a steal, but foul's going to be called there on Morii. Kent is a speedster as well. And he loves to play tough D. Coming in now is Takeru Oba, number 14. Kawasaki wants to be able to see what they can get out of Kobari. That's why he's got possession of the basketball once again. Not the tallest of point guards, but he's cat quick. Jones trying to operate. We'll try to look inside. The pass stolen. And a foul is also going to be called there. So no forward progress. We're tied at 15. A lot of players seeing action already here in quarter number 1. Now being in the penalty, Kawasaki is going to send Yokohama to the line for 2 shots. Kilea Jones will take a seat. Johnson back in. So the 2 reinforcements are Roscoe Allen and Johnson there, number 24. Kotsar will check back in.
Number 21, Mike Kotsarが入ります。
Kotsar is a solid big man inside. Will get to the rebounds, get you some points and putbacks. But not the kind of import that can actually take the ball to the hoop from the outside. First free throw down. 1 point lead enjoyed here by Yokohama. Both will drop. Hasegawa will be checking in for the first time. We talked about him being a veteran. Plays tough defense and can also hit the outside shot. Not one of those 3-and-D players. Not working that time. But you see they were able to get the shots, drawing the defense into the paint and then kicking it out for an open 3. But you can see the pace that both these teams want to play is very quick. Morii with the post up. Step back. Yes! That's where you can take advantage of the much smaller guard. Kobari really can't do anything but try to push out his defender. We're going to say no basket. The foul was on the floor. Foul going to be called there on Matsuzaki. There was the foul. And then the dribble. One more foul here. Nope, check that. They're both now in the penalty. Heading into the final 3 minutes and 27 seconds. You got a jam-packed stadium here, and why not? The fans have been looking forward to basketball action for quite a while. The last game we've had in the B-League was early June. Healthy discussion going on there on the bench of Kawasaki. Open three. Offline. Jones blocks it. He's pushing. Open three. Not a good foul from the back. And Nuki's foul is going to send 2 free throws once again here for the squad. It's Matsuzaki on the line. Yokohama had their moments last season when they looked very lethal, especially with Yuki Kawamura clicking there with Kai Soto. But unfortunately, both those players are gone. Good story though for Yuki Kawamura making it to the NBA. A travel is going to be called. And Murii knew it. He made the call even before the referee blew his whistle. Baseline inbound here. They get it inside to Kotsar. They might want to take advantage of that mismatch down low. Kotsar is a much bigger individual as compared to Roscoe. Lead pass. Again, they've been doing those backcourt cuts all throughout, and Matsuzaki now with 6 points in the ball game. And a quick timeout will be called by Kawasaki as they find themselves trailing by 6. The Kawasaki Brave Thunders and the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Both squads testing their lineups ahead of the season. Here's Roscoe. Goes straight to the cup. This is where he can take advantage of the fact that Kotsar is not that quick from the outside. Watch it once again. Kotsar was actually starting his defensive stance inside the paint already, and still he couldn't stop Roscoe as he went straight to the cup. Well, coming off that timeout, that's exactly what you want to happen. Play designed there by Coach Neno, and it worked. Taking advantage of the foot speed here of Roscoe. Can't hit the free throw though. Sugiura plucks that rebound, and here's Kenta Morii. Nice curl there, and they go inside. Kotsar will kick it out. Sugiura, no. Kotsar was trying to get the offensive rebound. Now he's going to have to struggle all the way back. Losing possession though was Roscoe. Allen with a turnover, his first. Still a 4-point lead enjoyed here by Yokohama. Kotsar. Not really his specialty. That's why he goes inside that paint. He kicks it out. Morii will try to challenge. Jumper. Not gonna work. Allen once again running. He'll get it back and go straight to the cup. That's great recognition here from the boys in red. And they cut down that lead to just 2 points. Morii. Waiting for the play to evolve. Jumper will be short. Johnson rebounds. Allen starting to feel it. They want to get the ball inside to their big man, so what they did was they send it to the wing. And we talked about Hasegawa being able to hit that three, showing us what he can do there. It's now a 1-point lead for Kawasaki coming off that timeout. Big spurt. That's a quick answer. An answer that they really needed. Matsuzaki is playing so well here to begin this preseason game. Flip not gonna drop. That was touched last though by the boys in white. Nice look there at Matthew Wright. He's got 3 points already. Kiefer Ravenna gonna check back in. He was a starter. Clark comes in as well, together with another starter in Kai King. Another offensive foul is going to be called. That's a second. You have to time those set picks perfectly. It wasn't perfect that time. Kiefer asking for a pick. Clark comes out. He sends it over to Clark. Clark with the attack. It's blocked there by the backboard. And Kiefer's going to be called for a foul. He's surprised. He felt he just got in the way. Watch it here. So the referees deemed that there was enough contact to blow the whistle, and 2 free throws now coming up here for Kawasaki to try to tie things up. Kiefer's first. Shinuyama will check back in, but first we have free throws from the youngster, Koya Kabare. Kobare is a very good free throw shooter. Shinuyama will check in for Koya. Final 29 seconds of quarter number 1. Obviously, Kai King and company will try to wind this one down. Both teams with no more fouls to give. Kiefer. Shot clock. Now down to 9. Kiefer trying to make his move. That's another perfect pass. 3 assists now for Kiefer Ravenna. And a foul is going to be called, a late one, but nonetheless, a good call here as Matsuzaki will head to the line. Great movement without the basketball, and Shinuyama got caught napping. Trying to get into double digits is Matsuzaki here. And we're only in the first period. Takes care of business. Lead is now at 3. Final seconds of the quarter. Koya sends it out. Fall away 3. Offline there for Roscoe Allen. And the first quarter is done. And a solid showing actually for both these squads. But in the end, it's a 3-point lead by the visiting squad, courtesy of that man there, Matsuzaki.
Thank you, Idol Hayes. Let's go down ましてワンポゼッションサポート非常に拮抗した展開となりました神奈川ダービープレシーズンゲームです。
Good action we're seeing here so far. Preseason matchup between Yokohama and the squad of Kawasaki. Nice flip inside once again. Kilea Jones showing us what he can do. He likes to man the defensive glass, but once he gets that ball inside the shaded area, he can score as well. 1 point lead still enjoyed by the visitors. Kai King puts up a three, knocks that one down. He's got 2 threes to be able to start out this preseason match. Lead is back up to 4. Ryusei orchestrating. Sends it to the wing. Quick double. Looks like that's going to be a foul on Sugiura. His first. Ryusei is actually regarded as an import stopper. Trying to slow down Johnson that time. Didn't need to swipe though. He and Kai King had the right spots covered. Shinuyama finds Kilea Jones, who will misfire. He's got that range. Doesn't really shoot that much from there though. Kiefer will lose it. Almost a good find. Kai King from the opposite wing. It's now a 7-point advantage. Quick attack. Johnson saw that the defense wasn't set, went straight for it. Let's see what Clark does. If he tries to retaliate right away. Picks up his dribble though. King with the hot hand. Will get it back. Stops. Pops. And misfires that time. Kilea Jones hands it over to Johnson. That's a good find. Extra pass. And a quick timeout will be called here by Yokohama. They've not been able to get down quickly defensively, and they've had to pay the price. Their lead has been cut down to 3.
両チームともに戦に1つずつアイランドを持っています。Hosting one time remaining in the first round.
Back to the action. 7:23 to go before we get to the halftime break. Clark lost it. Will get it back. Operating there against Johnson. Kiefer, bailout shot. He had to put that one up. The shot clock was winding down. Kiefer with a smile saying that was actually touched last by the defender, but it doesn't really matter. Shot clock expired. That's a nice matchup. Shinoyama up against Kiefer. Two veterans. They go inside. Kilia Jones. That baby hook is money. That was over the outstretched arms of Kotsar. Was right there. Lead cut down to 1. No quick move as Sudo had to give this one up. Another shot from the outside. That time Clark hits. He's showing everybody he also has range. Johnson does as well. Lead is back up to 4 here for Yokohama. Shinoyama to the wing. Nice find. Ooh, another miss. That was a gimme. Kiefer for 3. Rims out. Johnson in no hurry. They send it to Shinoyama. 4 minutes gone here in the second. Ooh, the pass to the wing. That was poor spacing because they had 2 individuals right at that spot. One thought it was going to the other, and it sailed all the way back to the bench.
Number 18, Mori Kentaが入ります。続いて川崎、Number 18, Yuyo Kamata.
Allen back in action.
鎌田選手は昨日の宇都宮戦コーナー
First time we're going to take a look at that young man. That is Yuya Kamata. Clark kicks it out. Kotsar will have to give it up. Kiefer to the wing. King will lose it. In the open court, that's a nice find. Great defense, but in the end, Allen will be fouled there by Kotsar. Watch that good defensive play there from Kiefer. Forcing the pass. Allen now on the line for 2 shots.
Good shot.
.38-35 is our official tally. Approaching the 5-minute mark. We're going to have an official timeout. The first dead ball situation past 5 minutes. That happens in the second and fourth quarters. They go inside to Clark. Clark can't make the spin. Quick double. Kiefer will be fouled there by the youngster. First foul there from Yuya, as his big behind got in the way. Kiefer will take a seat. Matsuzaki is back in. Matsuzaki has been the star here. Up until this stage, Oba will also check in. Mori in as well. Sugiura for three, yes! That three will bring us to this official timeout. Watch it here once again. Sugiura, no question about that. He just took it, knew he had that range, and drains that three.
試合後に選手とハイタッチができたり、直接サインがもらえるプレーイベントの開催や、ホームゲームのチケットを一般発売前に購入できる先行購入券など、会員限定の特典が盛りだくさんです。ご入会のお申し込みは、クラブ公式サイトにて承っております。ぜひこの機会にファンクラブへご入会ください。以上、クラブからのご案内でした。川崎大草高校ナンバー25ロスコアレン選手、昨日の宇都宮とのゲーム1において22得点、チームのポイントリーダーでした。Yokohama ball.
Back to the action. Trying to get it inside, they do. Sugiura with a fall away, yes! Ryusei Sugiura displaying the entire package here. And just like that, a quick timeout will be called here by Kawasaki.
Thank you, Iris and Long. Kawasaki, 前半のタイムアウトを使い切りました。対する横浜は前半1つのタイムアウトを残しています。横浜ナンバー9杉浦雄星、スリーポイント、先ほどのツーポイントとその存在感を示 攻めしています。セカンドクォーターです。
Chance of Kawasaki, of course. Trying to egg their team on here in this preseason game up against Yokohama. Matthew Wright back in the ball game. They need his outside sniping. Together with Shinoyama. Shinoyama's going to come up short though. Roscoe grabs that board, forces the issue, and a foul will be called there. Murii might be called for this one. Check that, that's Matsuzaki. Two free throws now for Roscoe. Second for Allen is good as well. That'll cut the lead down to 5. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the second period. Sugiura thought he was ready to launch. His feet were set. They'll go inside. Swing to the other wing. And Oba hits. It's great ball movement. And also movement without the basketball. Players knowing their exact spots. Matthew Wright inside, yes. Matthew Wright excited about the fact that he's now with a contender. That really changes your outlook. Matsuzaki left wide open. You can't do that, especially since he has really found his range early. It's now a 9-point advantage. Right, will attack once again. The flip short. Put back from Allen, no. Yokohama comes away with it. And a foul will be called there on Kilea Jones. At first, Jones thought that they didn't call the foul. Eventually, they did. Oba with the inbound. Kai King back in action, so a lot more firepower from the wing. And Sugiura has shown he can also hit it from there. Murii. Oba. We'll lose it. Here's Johnson now. Duty foul going to be called there on King. He's trying to make a stab there for that ball. Still a 9-point lead enjoyed here by Yokohama. The biggest lead in the ball game for either squad. Right, trying to make his move. Jones kicks it out. Open 3. Well, they got the shot that they wanted. That was really a product of the offense. Those are the shots that have to go down. That's why they have Iida there in that spot. Just not up to the task that time. Sugiura will launch. And he hit from that exact same spot a while ago. Foul will be called. That'll be on Clark. So Jones to the line for 2 shots, but now a 12-point advantage enjoyed here by the visiting squad. Clark felt he got all ball, and it looked like it in that replay, but again, there was somebody. Both coaches intently looking at the action, seeing how their stars are performing early here, as they can see what tweaks they might be able to come up with as the season begins in 2 weeks.
Yokohama. Second timeout.
Yokohama will call a timeout here once again. They want to have a final strong push to the second quarter.
Kawasaki number 2、新加入の小針光也選手。プレシーズン戦ではありますが、チーム加入後初のスリーポイントを射抜きました。
Final 2 minutes and change of the first half. Stellar showing here by the visiting squad. Clark, that's a nice fake. And he'll finish strong with a two-handed flush. Lead is back up to 12. That was textbook. Koya now leading the charge at the back. Matthew Wright, quick move. There was some contact. He felt there should have been a whistle. That's a travel. And Clark knew it. Again, chance of Kawasaki. Can it help their squad? Koya trying to make his move. Two-man game here with Johnson. Will lose it. They push it forward. Nice find. Sugiura will come up short that time though. Jones to the wing. Open. Matthew Wright will overshoot though. Johnson tries to put it back. Back to Matthew Wright. Another one. Yes! You can't give Matthew Wright a second opportunity in the same possession. He'll make you pay. Lead cut down to 7. Murii finds Clark. Clark for 3. Back rims that one. Nice tap from Sugiura just to keep that alive. Brand new 14 seconds to work with for the boys in white. They send up Clark once again. Up and under move will come up short. Saved by Johnson. Final 20 seconds and he's gonna lose it. They should have gone for the last shot. A foul will be called. Duty foul there. They were scrambling defensively. So Ida will pick up a personal. Johnson a little bit too fast for his own good that time. We're going to send in Kiefer. Kiefer already with 3 assists. And he hasn't played heavy minutes. Expect him to control the action here in the final seconds. And they bring in Shinoyama. Kawasaki does. As a defensive assignment. These two have guarded each other all throughout this matchup. Nice to see also the coaches, since it's a preseason game, in shorts. Kiefer tries to make his move. Step back. Won't drop. He got the shot he wanted, just couldn't knock it down. 20 minutes done in this preseason matchup. And so far, so good for the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS as they lead this one quite comfortably at the halftime break.
Kawasaki 等々力アリーナでご利用いただけるフリー Wi-Fi のご案内です。川崎市等々力アリーナではどこも D アカウントで認証を行う等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 1とメールアドレスで認証を行う等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 2の2種類のフリー Wi-Fi をご用意しております。どちらも簡単なお手続きでどなたでも無料でインターネットをご利用可能です。それぞれの接続方法をご案内いたしますのでぜひご利用ください。なお周波数は 5GHz 帯のみを使用しておりますので一部端末においては接続できない場合がございます。あらかじめご了承ください。まず等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 1の接続方法をご案内いたします。お手持ちの端末で Wi-Fi 接続画面を開き等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 1を選択してください。ポップアップが表示されますので D アカウントでログインを選択しご自身のアカウントでログインしてください。一度接続すると5時間継続してご利用いただけます。また認証情報は365日間保持され期間中は再度 D アカウント認証をすることなく自動的に接続が可能です。続いて等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 2の接続方法をご案内いたします。お手持ちの端末で Wi-Fi 接続画面を開き等々力アリーナフリー Wi-Fi 2を選択してください。ポップアップが表示されますのでメールアドレス利用登録欄にご自身のメールアドレスを入力し仮登録ボタンを押してください。仮登録したメールアドレス宛てに認証メールが配信されますのでメールに記載されている URL をクリックし登録を完了させてください。こちらも一度接続すると5時間継続してご利用いただけます。また認証情報は30日間保持され期間中は再度メールアドレス認証をすることなく自動的に接続が可能です。フリー Wi-Fi を利用してより快適に試合観戦をお楽しみください。以上クラブからのご案内でした。
When you low, keep it high like flame. Can make it old like change. She's a palm right here, but the wristband. Elianza with a bust down chain. The way thing move, girl, that way straight. I'm loving how I bounce like a got sprain. I know a couple things we can exchange. Created the AP, I'm on timing. And you the only one that outshining. No matter if you dress for the fine dining. Or you inside with your bonnet. I know you're iconic. You deserve some princess diamonds. You deserve a trip to the islands. If we post up, baby, don't comment. You keep it wet, that's a real life challenge. All that ass gotta pour out a gallon. Baby, you on top, keep balance. Gucci in the bag, Gucci wildin'. You ain't gotta hide your talent. Even if you did, I bet I find it. You know I come from the edge, but it's +27 when I dial in.
Make me sweat, make me lose my breath, make me sweat, make me.
Hip ho! Kawasaki! 宏スリーポイント杉浦雄星それでは後半開始まで3分を切りましたので、前半戦振り返っての両チームの主なスタッツをご紹介してまいります。まずは我らが川崎ブレイブサンダース前半を終えてのチームのポイントリーダーはナンバー3サッシャ・キリア・ジョーンズ選手が11得点を挙げています。2ポイントを5本、フリースロー1本決めて11得点。対する横浜 B-CORSAIRS前半を終えてのチームのポイントリーダーはナンバー24松崎弘樹選手が15得点、うち2本のスリーポイントを含んでいます。スリーが2本、2を3本、フリースロー3分の3というのがその内訳になっています。リバウンド総数川崎22本、横浜13本、こちらは川崎が優位ですね。オフェンスリバウンド川崎6本、横浜3本、それに伴ってセカンドチャンスのポイントなんですが、川崎10点、横浜0点。ファストブレイクのポイント川崎6点、横浜0点、この辺り川崎が優位になっています。修正すべき後半のポイントはスリーポイント川崎、それからターンオーバーが少し多かったので、この2点が大きな修正点です。まもなく後半、最後までどうぞお楽しみください。金川ダービー。さあ、ここから先頭モードに切り替えていきましょう。つまみを少しずつ先頭寄りに上げていきましょう。一緒にクラップでどうぞ。シャンシャンシャンシャンシャン、 Let's go。 シャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャン、降ります。チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、ヘイチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、ヘイチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ、チャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッチャッ 昨年の戦績は川崎ブレイブサンダースは中地区4位、33勝27敗、勝率が5割5分。対する横浜 B-CORSAIRS、こちら24勝36敗、6位でフィニッシュというそんな結果に終わっています。今シーズンにかける思いは両チームとも強いものがあります。神奈川ダービーは10月18、19日、ここ轟アリーナレギュラーシーズン開幕後に行われます。そちらを占うこの一戦です。
Second half action underway here. This battle in the preseason between two of the top squads in the B-League. The Kawasaki Brave Thunders and the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Both these squads wanting to be able to make it to the postseason play, what they call the B-League Championship. Everything starts here in the preparation for the coming season, which begins in about 2 weeks. It's 54-47 in favor of the visiting squad. Open three. Clark drains that one. He's got range. You've got to have a hand in his face. Extends that lead back up to 10. Early goings of the second half. Shineyama calling out for 2 down. That's the play they've used time and time again today. Allen starting out for his squad. Roscoe with the jumper will come up short. Kiefer with the rebound. Goes to Clark. No defender there. They were able to dodge a bullet if you really ask me. Sugiura also thrust here into the starting lineup for Yokohama. Kai King already with a couple of threes. Will miss fire on that one though. Matthew Wright playing the 1 position now in this lineup. That's a nice find. That's a breakdown there in defense. Asigawa knocks that one down, and you can see the coaching staff there of Yokohama not pleased with their defensive stand. Lead cut down to 7. Kai King will give it up. Matsuzaki makes his move, gets away for 2. He blew by Jones as if he wasn't even there. Lead back up to 9 at 59 of 50. Ryusei will get denied there by Clark. What a recovery there from Clark to his man. Clark doesn't look that quick, but he's got deceptive speed. Allen for 3. Yes, that rattles through. King will give it up to Ravenna. They're going to set up in the half court. Matsuzaki launches and will misfire. Jones to the board. An offensive foul is going to be called here. Kiefer got hit in the chin off that spin from Ryusei. Shineyama saying he was just spinning away from the defender, but unfortunately he made contact with the elbow. Hence the offensive foul. Shineyama will be replaced. In comes the youngster Yuya. Koya Kobari, number 2. Lead still at 6. Kiefer will give it up. Defender staying too far away here from Clark. Clark inside over the outstretched arms of Jones. Still gets his 2 points. Look at the speed there. That's what Koya brings. The thing is, defensively, we're going to take him to the rack. Step back 3. Matthew Wright hits. That's one of the main reasons why they brought him here. He can really spread the floor. Not to mention he's got a lot of leadership. Kiefer. Nice swing. It ends up with King. King found some space. Couldn't knock it down though. Expect the boys in white to always post up Koya. Kobari, one of the smaller point guards that you're going to find here in the league. Jones from the wing, yes! Wow. Sasha showing us he can hit from there as well. Trying to answer back Clark, no. It lands in the hands of Sasha. Foul going to be called there on Kiefer.
Yokohama number 15, Kiefer Ravenna. 個人ファウル2つ目、チームファウル1つ目です。川崎選手の交代です。Number 24, Alexei Johnson.
Avena will take a seat. Morii back in.
Number 18, Morita. Number 30, Shidofuyaが来ています。
4.5 gone here in the second half. Allen left wide open for 3. He drains that one. What a big run put together here by the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And in a blink of an eye, they now lead by 1.
Yokohama 後半両チームを通じて最初のタイムアウトを取りました。後半のタイムアウトについては両チームともに3回取ることができます。ここで終わりと修正です。本日の見どころ解説コーナーの中で横浜 B-CORSAIRS の昨シーズンの戦績を24勝36敗で中地区7位と申し上げましたが、こちら6位の誤りです。お詫びして修正申し上げます。
Now chance of defense once again from the fans here of Kawasaki. Now they have their squad up by 1 after trailing by as much as 12. Kotsar, who started out this ball game, now fielded in. Open 3, Matsuaki. Just like that, 2-point lead once again established here by the B-CORSAIRS. Force shot not going to work there for Matthew. That's a good defensive stance put up there by Wright. Matsuzaki apologizing there. He hits himself in the head knowing that was a big blunder. Well, if you want to make those kind of mistakes, make it here in the preseason where the wins don't really count. But more than anything else, you're just trying to find your rhythm, get your sea legs. Matthew Wright, no foul called there. He was very disappointed. There might be a technical foul here. Nope, a foul is going to be called here on Hasegawa, just stopping the play. Matthew Wright is very displeased. Coming back in is Johnson. So it's Johnson and Roscoe on the floor now as the reinforcements for Kawasaki. Foul once again going to be called on the Brave Thunders here. That will be on Kobari. Matsuzaki is slowed down here in the third period. He had a scintillating first 2 periods. Oba goes to Sudo. Sudo for 3, no. Tracked down there by Kotsar. They're going to get another possession here because of the big man's activity inside.
選手の交代です。ナンバー8、ゲイリー・クラークが入ります。
Clark back in. Quick substitution as they try to send in Iida. We've not yet seen too much of Tepe Kashiwagura.
今シーズンから背番号37から17に変更して、また新たな気持ちで臨んでいるイーターに
One of the big additions for their squad. Safely inside. Clark will hand it off. Kotsar. That's great activity there. Johnson hits the deck and he's wondering why there was no foul. Referee say play on. And the lead once again of Yokohama extended to 4. After a brief taste of the lead, Kawasaki has slowed down here. He had a very good run though. Kobari will bring it up. And out. Up against Kotsar. Flips it up. It'll drop. Using his foot speed there. As we mentioned, he's one of the quickest players you'll find here in this league. But the problem is, Kawasaki says, why not? They were trying to race down court, but the Brave Thunders just couldn't stop Matsuzaki. Kawasaki players were happy with that performance shown by Kobari. They forgot that they had to go down and defend. Matsuzaki hits, completing that three-point play. He has 2 3-point plays today already. As he gets replaced, good showing here. They're expecting big things to come from that young gentleman. 5-point lead enjoyed here by Yokohama. Mori will be called for a foul. Gets a tap on the behind there from Kotsar. Impeding the progress there of the smaller point guard. He was using his strength there. They get it inside to Wright. Right to Allen. Back to Matthew. Matthew from 16 feet, yes. Matthew has been on target most of this match. Cuts that lead down to 3. Under 3 to be played here in the third. Kotsar will give it up. Oba with the jumper, no. Johnson pushing. Goes all the way through. He's done that so many times already in this ball game. The moment he gets the rebound, you've got to have somebody in front of him to stop that forward progress. Lead's cut down to 1. 69 to 68. Kotsar, power dribble. That'll rim out. Allen will push. He'll go inside, switches hands. But they're going to say there's a violation. We're going the other end. Under 2 minutes to be played here in the third. Action has really picked up here as Kiefer Avena will check back in for the boys in white together with Kai King in the backcourt. Clark will give it up. Kotsar. That's the problem. When the ball hits the floor, you're going to have all those guards taking a swipe at the big man. 4.3 remaining in the shot clock. Kiefer. That was a well play. Allen will bring it out. They'll use clock. I look for a better shot. They do have a mismatch there. Open three, not going to work. Roscoe Allen taking advantage of the height difference there inside against Kai King. Foul's going to be called there on Clark. That should be 2 free throws here for Roscoe. Allen heading to the free throw line. 73 seconds remaining here in the third. Chance now for Allen to give his squad the lead once again. We're now tied at 69. They briefly had the lead at 62 to 61. Now it's a 1-point lead for the home squad. Lot can still happen though here in the final minute as we prepare for the fourth. Active hands once again there for Johnson. Was a foul called? Well, there was some contact, that's for sure. Yes, a foul will be called. Maybe not the best of attempts there for a swipe, because you are in the penalty. That's when these imports will have to learn to adjust. Lots expected of you. And you can't come up with silly fouls such as that one. That sends Sugiura to the line and he ties things up. He could give his squad the lead with his second free throw. And they didn't really have to work for it as well. There's a handful of fans here for the B-CORSAIRS. Matthew Wright, quick jumper. And the lead is back here with Kawasaki. Seesaw affair we're witnessing here. Kai King forces the issue, will misfire. Johnson clears. That's great passing. Roscoe. Uh-oh. Now we're going to have an unsportsmanlike foul here on Clark, which is going to mean 2 free throws and ball possession. Again, that's the adjustment that you've got to be able to make here. When you're playing FIBA rules, you just let him go up there and take that shot. In other leagues, that's called a playoff foul. But here, in the B-League and under FIBA rules, that's an unsportsmanlike foul. Lucky roll there for Roscoe. It was short and still trickled in. Ooh, that time he made the adjustment a little bit too strong though. We're gonna have ball possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Nice look there at Coach Neno. Coach Ronen Neno Ginsberg. of Kawasaki. Unestablished Johnson inside. Sets his footing. He will miss. He'll get it back. Put it through. Just too many attempts. They say that's not going to count, but he's going to head to the line for 2 shots.
バックへシュートモーション中のファウルです。ファウル横浜ナンバー9杉浦個人ファウル2つ目
Ali's now on the line.
チームファウルは4つを超え5つを数えて
Ali's Johnson from the United States.
川崎選手の交代です。ナンバー42匠マスコ
Kiefer sent back in here for the final 18 seconds of the third.
アリーセンジョンソンジョージョー
Johns is first? Yes. Ooh, the second one's going to rattle out, but Roscoe Allen was there, but he'll lose it. Kiefer now says, we're going for the final shot. But they want to score here, not necessarily needing a 3. They set up a 3 though. That was short. They ran the play they wanted to. 3 quarters done here at the home of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And as we head into the final quarter, the home squad is up now.
サンダースファミリーで知らせましてここになって選手にエナジーを注入するのかアイリスの動きに合わせて一緒に Let's go! 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 サンダース Hey! Go! Go! サンダース Go! Go! サンダース Thank you everyone. B.LEAGUE Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Go, go, Thunders.
Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, and then you frustrate. I don't work for free. That's not the tea, so make it rain on me. My neck.
グレーシーズンキング川崎グレープサンダースコーチャーズ横浜ベイコルセアーズ残すは最終第4クォーターのみとなりました。2024-25シーズンを占う大切なこの一戦残すこの第4クォーター両チームファンクルスターでチームの背中を押しより良き試合といたしましょう。最後まで楽しんでください。Let's go! 体も食べ
Final quarter is underway. Ravenna with possession. Still a lot of time on the shot clock. Looking for space. That's another great find. That's his 4th assist. And Matsuzaki scores again, well into double digits here. It's going to cut the lead of Kawasaki down to 1. Kobari gets it inside to Johnson. Johnson against a double. Steal. Morii sends it off to King. Matsuzaki, why not? That is one individual you cannot leave open. He will find a spot on the floor, and his teammates will also find him. Knocks down that three. A quick timeout will be called by Kawasaki here as they now trail by 2.
皆さんのクラブいただいてよろしいですか。一緒にどうぞ。チャンチャンチャンチャン Everybody チャンチャンチャンチャン Hey チャンチャンチャンチャン 両チーム後半は1つずつタイムアウトを使っています。後半のタイムアウトについては両チームともに3回使うことができます。
Quick timeout had to be called there from Coach Neno. And barrel his way inside. It's going to be called the charge. Good positioning there from Kotsar.
個人ファウルは3つ目、チームファウルは1つ目です。サッシャー
He was there and he beat
サウンドコースの
Kilia Jones to the spot. Not exactly the call or the play run. Coming off a timeout. Especially if you're Coach Neno. Matsuzaki is going to be counted on all throughout this conference, really, to help scoring for his squad. Especially with the fact that Yuki Kawamura is not anymore available for their squad as he signed with the NBA. Kiefer was looking forward to playing with Yuki. He's still a part of the squad, but he's not going to be utilized for this season, that's for sure.
Yokohama home.
3.5 remaining in the shot clock. More than enough time to, not just for a catch and shoot, but even to run another pass or a dribble. Kotsar will come up short. They got numbers the other way. Matthew Wright gives it to his big man. That was well set up, and we're tied at 76. Kiefer, the flip, a little bit too strong. They're off and running. Matsuzaki says, that was my foul. There was a slight nudge as he made contact there with Roscoe.
Number 24, Matsuzaki.
That'll stop the play. Actually a very smart foul. They had numbers the other way. They were looking to score, and I think the referees are now trying to decide if that should be an unsportsmanlike. Slight nudge though, it should be just a regular foul. They're not gonna check the review. Quick hands from the back, almost a steal. It's back to Wright though. Wright Launches a three and hits. Matthew Wright now starting to heat up, trying to take matters into his own hands here in the final quarter. He's played well all throughout though. He's going to give that three to King. King can't hit. Almost a pinpoint pass. They'll bring it around. Matthew Wright will give it up. Straight line drive. Jones can't put it through. Because of that height and that leaping ability. Getting to the ball ahead of Matsuzaki. Well, Matsuzaki tried. But he can't get up there as high as Jones can. Sasha now on the line for two shots. His team already up by three. Make it four. Kotsar has been silent most of this match, finally getting into the scoring column there. Everybody now checking on the fallen Jones. You can see that their feet got entangled. Showing us some quickness there was Kotsar. This is not a sight that you want to see, especially during a preseason game. Actually, you don't want to see a sight such as this in any game, in any sport. And now Jones goes down. He'll have to be assisted to the bench as Johnson checks back in. We have not yet seen the entry of the veteran Ryusei Shinuyama here in the latter stages of this game. He played extensively though in the first two periods. Kai King checks back in. That's going to extend the defense a little bit more. But possession first with Kawasaki here. And again, it's Kobari at the controls. Finds Johnson. Johnson with the handoff. Nice spin there. Matthew Wright heard the whistle, put it up. Nice smile there from Kai King. As he made contact with Matthew.
Number 23, King Kai.
Right now on the line for shots. Two of them there from the 15-foot line. Iida back to the boys in red. Wright converts in the first. Lead is now at 4. We have a handful of preseason games. We're going to have another one tomorrow at 1 in the afternoon.
Kawasaki 選手の交代です。Number 33、Takumi Asekawa.
For those interested to watch more basketball on Monday, it's going to be Chiba taking to the floor up against the SK Knights of South Korea. Kai King from deep, no. Chiba Jets, one of the powerhouse squads here in the B-League. The SK Knights, of course, one of the top teams in the Korean League.
Yokohama, number 18, Morning. チームファウル4つ目です。横浜選手交代です。Number 15、キーパーラメダが入ります。
Now Kiefer Ravenna back. They want to see what he can contribute here in the latter stage. But you know that he's a veteran. Another offensive foul. We've seen a lot of that here in this ball game. Shinoyama was called for one earlier. Good defensive stance there from Sudo. Oba now brings it down. Mori on your screens there. He's loving it. All the players just happy to be back onto the floor for not necessarily a game that counts, but really chance for you to be able to go at game speed. Kotsar flips it up for two with the left, cutting that lead down to 3. Matthew Wright in the face of Sudo comes up short. Cross-court pass gets to Sudo. Sudo sets up Kiefer. Kiefer misfires. Kotsar can't get there for the OB. Offensive board. Here's Johnson. What a spin. Finds Allen, and Allen puts it through. The lead is back up to 5. The reinforcements here of Kawasaki playing beautiful music together. Chance of Kawasaki, as they have their squad up by 5. They are short one import though. Sasha Jones had to be carried off with an apparent injury. We'll try to get an update for you on that. Matsuzaki will misfire, but Kotsar is there for the putback. Leads cut down on a 3. Wright has been playing the 1 most of this match, especially with Shinoyama on the bench. Matthew Wright will hit from close range. He's hitting from just about anywhere. Sudo for 3. Swishes that one. That's going to cut the lead down to 2. We're going to have an exciting finish here. Hasegawa finds the curl. Shinoyama now in the ball game. That's why they need him in there for his veteran leadership. And he finds Roscoe Allen streaking to the basket. He was trying to slam that through, just didn't have the air under him. Matsuzaki will be replaced, maybe for a minute.
Kawasaki, number 25, showdown.
They need him on the floor. Ooh, a blown free throw here from Roscoe Allen. Trying to give his squad a 3-point lead. It's there. Just about 3:30 to be played in this one. Clark back in action. He's a 3-level scorer. Sudo with the jumper. He's got 5 points in the last 2 possessions. Shinoyama now. Calling the shots. Will get it back. Finds Johnson. That's a nice matchup. Johnson against Clark, but a foul will be called on Sudo. On the corner.
Number 30, Sudo. 個人ファウル2つ目。新ファウルは4つを超え5つを数えています。横浜です。フリースロー。
Getting their defensive assignments there from one of the staff of the B-CORSAIRS. Smart play actually from Matthew Wright. He knew that his opponents were in the penalty. Wright converts in the first. This is still not a safe lead. Join us once again for another preseason match, but tomorrow it's going to be Chiba Jets of the Japan B-League up against Korea's SK Knights. Expect the action there to be a little hotter than it is here. These two teams, for a time, seemed like they were going through the motions. Misfiring there. Johnson picks it up. Because they were really just looking for combinations, not necessarily looking for the W. Johnson flips it up and through. And it's now a 5-point advantage for the home squad. Ravenna says we need to score here in this possession. Clark not wanting to force the issue. Kotsar hands it off. Kiefer. Sugiura for 3. Yes! Another assist here for Kiefer Ravenna. He's got 6 in the ball game. handoff goes to Johnson. Now to Allen. Allen won't force the three. Now he puts up a long one. And will miss. Johnson's there. Can't put it through. Allen. Just so many opportunities for the boys in red. And they took advantage. 2 more free throws coming up here. Relentless energy off the boards from the imports here of Kawasaki. So Murillo is going to be sent back in here for the final 2 minutes. Allen converts in the first. Second is down as well. Muri goes to Kotsar. Sugiura comes up, puts up a three. It's defended well. That's a wise move. Trying to use some clock. They don't necessarily need a basket. Not yet. Now they make their move. Johnson trying to put the finishing touches to this one. Hands it off. Three-pointer drops. That was big for Ishii. Timeout will be called. 1 minute and 10 remaining in this one. And Kawasaki up by 7. Look at this good defensive stop there on that shot from Sugiura. So Matthew Wright helping out in all the aspects, not just offensively, but defensively as well. And then a while ago, Ryo Iida with a big three to give his squad this 3-possession lead. Boys in white need a quick score. Morii finds Ravenna. Ravenna's going to lose it. The pass goes to the wrong individual though. Clark can't hit. Boy, that was a great play from Suda. Watch this. In the air, put it up. There was some contact. Koya Sudo now on the line for 2 shots. with 54.3 seconds remaining in this one. That was tough. Up against Allen. Could have easily blocked that attempt. Kai King back on the floor. They don't have Clark on the floor. It's Kotsar as the lone import. But Kotsar is not really a scorer. Well, he's in there for defense. At least at this particular stage, they need a stop more than anything else. But interesting that they're not going to another one of their world imports. Clark has shown that he can be effective. So can that gentleman there, Hiroki Matsuzaki. Top scorer here today for the boys in white, but he's on the floor. Kotsar almost a steal. Ooh, a charge is going to be called there. What a brave stance put up here. That's an interesting call because Roscoe Allen was definitely inside the no charge zone. Press being put, and it's broken here. Now they'll use clock. With a 2-possession lead, they had to foul. Trying to lengthen this game here. Clark back in. They're going to need his offense, that's for sure. Let's see if they look for a 3. Matsuzaki still out on the floor. Kiefer saying, we still have a chance. We have a shot at it. You can just see the tenacity here from all the players, despite the fact that this is just a preseason game. Second will drop. Lead extended to 6. Gonna need a quick score. And they get it here. Basket and 1. That is what you cannot allow to happen. And it might be an unsportsmanlike foul. Let's see. That's a signal shown. There it is. Clearly an unsportsmanlike foul. Not going for the ball there. That's huge. They're going to count that basket. They're going to have an extra free throw and extra possession here. Shinoyama should know better. He's a veteran. He cannot commit that mistake. Just give the basket. If you give the basket, it still would be 98-94 and you'd have possession. What is the point of fouling him, sending him to the line? You were already beat defensively. And now if he hits this, which he doesn't though, that's a big miss here from Morii. That would have made it a 3-point deficit. A 1-point affair, one possession affair actually. A lot of time remaining. Clark will need to make his move. They repost. Clark, baseline shot on him. Issues a poor pass. Matthew Wright will just hold on to this one. Wisely so. He was thinking of issuing a pass up down court. But what for? If it gets picked off, they lose possession. They knew a foul was coming. Matthew Wright to make this a 6-point affair.
showdown.
Kiefer saying, we gotta go quick. As he talks a little bit there to Matthew Wright. These two are good friends. Matthew says, get out of my face. I'm gonna knock this one down. And he does. Muri sets up Clark. Clark with no space whatsoever. Kotsar explodes to the basket. And he'll miss. That's gonna be it. One ball game here for the hometown squad. They were trailing a lot, especially in the first half. But in the end, they were able to hit the big shots here in the fourth period and then win this one. Unfortunately for them, Sasha Jones is out with an injury. We don't exactly know for how long and the extent of the injury. For the boys in white for Yokohama, a lot of positives. As they see that Matsuzaki really came up big for them. Kiefer Avena also with multiple assists today, running the offense. A lot of bright spots for the squad. Kai King also drained a lot of threes. So a lot for them to look forward to. There you have in civilian is Daniel Del Nana. Fortunately, Daniel could not play because of an injury, but we're going to see him as the season progresses and as the season actually begins. B-CORSAIRS thank the fans, not just their fans, but all the fans of the B-League. Big audience they had here for this preseason match. And unlike what we see during the regular season, you're going to hear from the players after the match. But here, they just bid their fans goodbye and they say thank you so much for all your support.
Kawasaki B.LEAGUE の選手がコートを一周いたします。どうぞ拍手でお送りください。
It is an exciting game from start to finish. Actually, the first two periods belong to the visiting squad. But when it mattered most, in the payoff periods, quarter 3 and quarter 4, Ryusei Shinuyama and the rest of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders came up big, and they'll pick up the victory here. Actually, an exciting debut there for Matthew Wright. As he says, this is a winning program here in Kawasaki, and they're looking to great things this season. Wanted to make it to the championship, which is the B-League playoffs. As Kawasaki wins this one, 100-94. Near the highlights of the match that just transpired. Johnson going all the way, felt the contact, flipped it through, nice kiss off the glass. Kai King, step back three, drains that one. That would cut the lead here of Kawasaki to just one. Nice basket there from Iida. He actually hit a very big three to really ice this one. Clark proving to be a good find here for the squad of Yokohama. But he was their main local offensively in double digits in the first 2 periods alone. Nice lead pass, and once again Matsuzaki moving very well without the basketball. Kiefer again making sure the defense reacts to him, and he finds the open man. That's another nice find. And Kai King with the catch and shoot drains another three-pointer. Matsuzaki sets up. That is how scintillating his performance was here in the first 2 periods. Sugiura, catch and shoot as well. He's capable of that. Inside outside basketball, and Kobari hits. Nice show, drive and flush coming here from Clark. This is now action in the third quarter as both teams change ends, and Roscoe showing us that yes, he still can hit that three. He's a very effective import. Matsuzaki again with a rainbow three. Five-point lead enjoyed here by Yokohama as a quick hit there from Matthew Wright. Game-long brilliance from Matthew. And again, coast-to-coast drive from Johnson. You now pick up the action in the fourth period. Another great assist coming from Kiefer Avena. And he finds his favorite individual in Matsuzaki. Matsuzaki again! Bang! Nice basket again. Matthew Wright was just all over, doing everything for his squad. An assist there from Johnson to Allen. Matthew once again with a high looping shot. Drains that one. Johnson gets his footing and flips it up once again. 4-point lead, and Iida knocks this one down, making it a 3-possession ball game. Here was the poor foul coming from Shinuyama. That sportsmanlike foul. But in the end, Kawasaki Brave Thunders will prove steadier down the stretch, and they'll win this one. Preseason game as the well-attended affair. Well, most of the fans of Kawasaki filling up this stadium, very pleased with what they see, because good things, bright things are here to come for their squad. That's going to do it for our coverage. In behalf of everybody from the B-League, thank you so much for watching our coverage. That's our final score. Kawasaki 194 for Yokohama.
一勝いっぱいで終えましたプレシーズンゲームです。楽しみですね。例のヘッドコーチのバスケットボール、どうぞ引き続きチームの応援をよろしくお願いします。最後になりますが、川崎ブレイブサンダースホームゲームでもおなじみですね。北寺パーの回路をちゃんとお聞きいただきながらお別れとさせていただきます。皆さんお忘れ物なきようにお帰りくださいね。